It's wonderful to be here with you. My name's Linda. I'm a mental health mama, and together we do plans and all sorts of things, groups to help you overcome your mental health challenges. Now today I'm taking a bit of a diversion, and we're going to talk about overcoming nightmares, or how to work through nightmares so that we get something out of them apart from being scared absolutely witless. Because let's face it, when we come out of a nightmare, we wake up, well, actually, let's just start at the beginning, shall we? Let's look at what a nightmare is first. I was going to say, we could say a nightmare is our ex, but they'd be saying the same thing about us. Okay, so unpacking a nightmare. A nightmare is a frightening or unpleasant dream, a very unpleasant or frightening experience or prospect. So it can happen when we've been asleep, or something can be a nightmare in our life as well. However, today we're just going to look at the nightmare where we've been asleep and we wake up and we feel like everything's caving in on us, and we really feel such deep pressure in our chest, and we're going, what the? And I can tell you what, it happened to me this morning and I got the shock of my life. So what are we going to do when we come out of it and we're lying there and we're just like, what the heck happened? You know, and why did it happen? And we've got to shake ourselves off and go, right, I'm here, I'm in my bedroom, I'm safe. And then we go, acknowledge the layers of emotions that are happening inside of it. So not only was there the fear of coming out of the nightmare, and it was such a confronting situation, and I know for me this morning it was definitely confronting, and I had to just lie there, and I don't even know how my eyes opened because I was just trying to process all the emotional layers that came with it. And in a nightmare this morning, one of my best friends, and her and I went through our marriage breakups together, and so we went through quite a significant time of emotional upheaval and reasons why we had to leave our marriages, etc., were very similar, and except that her 4 kids were younger than mine were. Now in the dream, now she's happily married now, and it's just, she's having the most beautiful experience of her life. And I woke up and I was like, why am I dreaming about her going back to her ex? Like, that is bizarre. And I don't know about you, but do you find that when you have had a nightmare, you go, that's really weird, because it's not reality. So when we ground ourselves in the now, so we come back into the now and we're going, what the? Why on earth would I dream about that? That's just not even real. It's not going to happen. So what do I do about it? And as I began to unpack it and go back through the dream, I became aware, and I watched the dream through, and I became aware of how she'd left, this is the ex-husband, she left the ex-husband, and then she went back. And in the dream when she went back, everyone was really accepting the fact that she went back, even though he wasn't a very nice human. And all through the dream, as I watched the dream from a third-party perspective, I'm standing there and I just can't talk. I can't believe what's happening. I feel very emotional about what's happening. I have a definite opinion about what's happening, and I couldn't say a word. And I don't know who was with me at the time. I can't remember that detail. But whoever was with me at the time, partner in the dream, was like, it's just how she is, don't worry, you know, because everyone wanted me to be on board with the decision my friend was making to go back. But for me, I was like, I can't be on board with the decision that she's making that is so unhealthy long term. So we're looking at the long term here, okay? So as I went back through the emotional dream and watched my role in it, I began to become aware how, even though there were events transpiring throughout the whole dream, so it was a whole day in the life of a whole bunch of people around this person, because we were all getting together for a Barbie. How typical Aussie is that? I even dreaming about having a Barbie. And as we went through it, you know, kids were there was heaps of kids were in the pool, you know, barbecue convos, except conversations. If you're American and you're watching this, we shorten everything, literally. Every word we shorten, except wagga wagga. You can't just say, oh no, wagga wagga and woy woy. You can say wagga, but you can't say woy. You have to say woy woy. We have this funny language. But, you know, if we say arvo, it's afternoon. If we say combo, it's conversation. You know, it gets interesting sometimes. Now, back to the nightmare. So we go through this whole day, and, you know, the ex who's becoming the, you know, revisited husband is like, oh, wow. You know, she's back, you know, I'll treat her like this. And you can just see right into his heart, and you know he's not going to treat her well. Nothing has changed. And I'm standing there and I can't speak. We even went for a drive somewhere and came back, and I still couldn't talk. I was gutted, basically. And so what I did was I began to ask myself questions. So if I was in that situation now, what would I wish that I could do or say? So what would I have done differently? How would I have acted differently? What emotions am I suppressing in the nightmare? So what am I keeping down? And how does that reflect into my life now? Okay. So when I look back over, it's like running the nightmare in one channel, and then on another channel you're running your life, and you're trying to see comparisons. Okay. Now remember our body, soul, spirit, body, soul, spirit, pure spirit, Holy Spirit, right? We want to get down to the truth of it all. So we want to get down into the pure light within us, and we want to have that magnify what the nightmare means in my day-to-day life. So what I came to be aware of, and one of the best questions we can ask is, where do I need to accept responsibility? Okay? And it could be for anything or anyone or whatever. So what I began to become aware of is that in the past, even though I could see that someone wouldn't change, I still should have used my voice. I still should have spoken up. So even though in the nightmare, I knew the husband wouldn't change, and it was causing me such deep pressure on the inside of me that the fear was in overload. And I knew she was going back in the dream. She was going back for a number of reasons: comfort, for routine, for what was known, and so much more. And also because people were saying, you know, you should never leave a marriage. Like, that still happens in today's world. People say you should never leave a marriage. If a marriage is abusive, it is dysfunctional, it is toxic, then it's best that you both leave. Okay, it is. And you don't have to divorce. You can try and work things out. And if both of you are prepared to work on it, then it will work. But if there's only one of you working at it, then it's not going to happen, because we can't keep dragging someone with us who doesn't want to change their behaviour, change their heart and soul and mental attitude towards things, okay? So in unpacking the nightmare, I became aware of that in the past I'd been treated very disrespectfully by the men in my life in how they acted in an outside environment. It was disrespectful. But what I had done is say nothing, because I knew that they wouldn't change. But what I came to be aware of is that I need to take responsibility for the fact that I didn't say anything. And so right from now on, I am going to say things and not be afraid of my own voice. She's a bit jealous I'm talking to you because I've been out this morning. So the nightmare then became a greater understanding of what I need to change in my life, and that even if somebody else won't change, then I need to find the courage to use my voice. Okay? Now, if you go through each step by step, it will get you to a place where you can grow emotionally, mentally, and or behaviourally, or all three of the above. Okay? And it is frustrating. If someone won't listen when you're saying what's happening in your heart and how you feel, it is very disrespectful, but that's going to give you a good sign of their character and how long you should or shouldn't be around that person. Okay? It's got nothing to do with letting someone into your life who disrespects you. It's got everything to do with you being able to feel what's on your heart and it be your truth that I feel that you're treating me disrespectfully. That's okay. And you know what? We've got to educate our kids that they're allowed to say this too. And they're allowed to draw a line in the concrete. Not the sand. Sand moves. Let's draw a line in the concrete and say, no, no more. You need to change your behaviour. You need to change your heart and how you treat me, or there's no going forward from here. Okay? Fear cannot win if we speak from a space of love. Okay? Fear doesn't win. Hashtag. Let's do this together. Let's do life together. All right. I wish you an absolutely fantastic weekend. And I will see you again tomorrow. Same back channel. Thanks for watching. And enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.